Retirement planning has changed significantly over the years, and many agree that today's retirees need a fresh playbook to protect their future. And joining me now is Phil Huff, a partner with our sponsor, Golden Reserve, a Detroit area financial retirement planning firm. Phil, thanks for being with us.
Yeah, great to see you.
Great to see you as well. All right, well, let's talk priorities. What should be the key priorities for today's pre-retirees?
Yeah, when I think pre-retiree, I think someone that's maybe like 6 months or 3 years, 4 years away from retirement. And I think of two things. The first one is, hey, first, let's make sure we've done enough to retire. Have we saved enough? We use our income forecast tool, kind of forecast throughout retirement, make sure we've done that. Have we saved enough? The second is, do we have the right team to get us through retirement? Oftentimes in this industry, the focus is grow, 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 and get to retirement. But the team in retirement should be a little different. Right? That's why we have our own law firm that focuses on estate planning and long-term care protection. We have our own CPA firm that focuses on when and how we should take money from IRAs. And of course, the financial firm as well to help with investing. But having the right team that hits all those big areas of retirement is really important.
Great priorities right there. How should retirees think about balancing life income, liquid savings, lowering risk and taxes, and then also legacy?
Yeah, it's like the list keeps going and going and going, right? And it's like, how do we balance all these? The first thing is, let's build a plan that addresses all of these areas. Far too often, we just focus on investments in retirement. So we want to have a plan that has the legal aspect, right? Make sure that we avoid probate, that our money goes to kids, that we avoid long-term care costs. We need to have the accountants to build a plan of how and when should we pay taxes on our IRA, and a financial firm that's focused on protecting and preserving what you've worked hard to save. That's the key, is let's make sure we do have a plan of balance that addresses all of these, not just an investment plan.
It's all about balance, right?
That's it.
Okay, so why are withdrawal-based or probability-based models risky in today's environment specifically?
Yeah, I just think about this as like traditional financial planning models. And what we've found is the risk actually is that people don't do enough in retirement. It's a hard stage of life. You're going from the paycheck to no more paycheck. Most advisors are paid by how much money's in your account. It's a percentage of it. So the idea is, if you don't spend it and this money stays, your $1 million stays $1 million, that fee doesn't change. Whereas what we've seen is oftentimes retirees make sacrifices and they're not living their full life in retirement. And when we start to run our models, it shows more times than not, people can spend more, they can do more, don't follow that traditional type of model.
Okay, so how important is flexibility in a retirement plan, given both market and also personal changes?
Right, life.
Yes.
Right, life's going to change, things are going to happen. You want to be able to adjust, right? So we have a focus on tax planning every year, not just say, hey, at the beginning of retirement, here's a plan and it goes stale on a shelf. We want to update it every single year. Same thing with the income plan. And I know I've mentioned it, but the team is a huge deal, where you need the team that can adjust. You need an estate planning firm that not just can create wills and power of attorneys, but is also an elder care law firm that can focus on that next stage of life where maybe the nursing home, assisted living becomes a place. That's why we have our estate and elder law firm. You need accountants to be there for all the life changes when we go from filing joint to filing single. So all these things can happen, and it goes back to having that right team that can adjust their plan and move with you throughout life.
Right, because it's not one size fits all.
100%.
A lot to think about there.
Yeah.
So how does your roadmap for retirement help retirees apply these new rules in a practical, easy to follow way?
Yeah, let's start with where we started this one, where it's the pre-retiree. So initially, our roadmap for retirement can show you, have you done enough in the savings side? Do you have enough to retire and live the life you want to and live comfortably in retirement? Now let's make sure we're protected from the things that can derail that. Let's have a plan for market risk. So if a 2008 happens, we don't have to change our lifestyle. Let's have a tax plan to pay taxes on the IRAs, a long-term care plan, and then let's do it at a fair price, where we don't charge based on a percentage, but a flat fee based on the work and the services that we're doing for you. And that's how you ultimately have a plan that adjusts with you throughout retirement as well. So a plan to get you to, but mainly through retirement is what the roadmap does.
Fair price, that's key right there.
That's a big one.
Yeah, Phil, thank you so much for joining us here on Live in the D. If you want to make sure you're up to speed on the reality of retiring in today's world, right now, for the first 5 callers with a portfolio of $500,000 or greater, Phil is offering a complimentary roadmap for retirement. This will allow his team of retirement planners to create your IRA tax plan, fee analysis, long-term care plan, market report, and income forecast. Plus, they'll do all this work for no charge or obligation. It is that important. Call 313-888-8884. Again, that's 313-888-8884.